This is L.E. Coleman. I'm often asked, how do I get an agent or manager? And I tell people the same thing over and over again. You must become an AI superhero like me. And then you must kiss all the butt you possibly can. Nah, I'll pass.
Hi, I'm L.A. Coleman, and welcome back to the 40 Plus Screenwriters course. Today I have a quickie. We're going to be talking about agents and managers. This is Module 6, Lesson 1. I say a quickie because I told you in the beginning I hate PowerPoint slides, so we're just going to blaze through this. You already have this on your PDF to follow along, but let's get started. Now, the responsibilities of an agent. An agent's primary role is to assist you on the business side, and that's very important, business side, negotiating the deals and the contracts. Now, I put they will work hard to increase your earning potential by pitching your material to production companies and studios looking for good material. But managers can do this too. By the time that you get to have an agent, it's money time. It's go because they are not going to stick their neck out to try to negotiate any deal or any contract with a project that is not ready. They're just not going to do it because this is their bread and butter. This is how they make their living. This is how they feed their family. This is how they pay for their mortgage or their apartment rent. And the managers are the same way. They're not going to stick their neck out too if you're not ready. But the good things about the managers is that they will provide guidance and feedback on your screenplay, and they're going to help you consider your long-term goals. Managers are going to work directly with you. You should be within a phone call of them. You ought to be able to get in contact with them. Now, a manager shouldn't 9 times out of 10 won't take you on if he don't think that you have the chops to actually make. He's just not going to do it. They're not going to invest. Neither the agent or the manager is going to invest their time in a poorly written script. They must see some type of marketability in it and in you, because managers have to be able to pitch you, and they'll probably work with you on pitching your stuff uh, to the people sitting across the table, who you're going to meet, because they'll help you set up general meetings with these people. Hey, I got this great script. This is a writer, so and so, so and so. He's going to walk you through this. He or she is going to walk you through the process before you walk into that office building and sit down across from these execs. And I put down here that managers are the rudder of your screenwriting boat. They are there to help steer your career. So a little more extensive than an agent. Now, how do agents get paid? They're going to collect 10% of the sale of your script. and the agents must be licensed by the Association of Talent Agents. That's the difference between them and managers are not licensed by anybody. So a manager might uh, ask you for more than 10%. Now, their commission should be 10%, but they may want five or, sorry about that, my phone. I'm not going to cut this off either. But like the agent, their commission should be 10%. And if they get asking you for 15, 20, run for the hills. You could do better. Remember, managers should be out there busting their butt for you. And because they do more than handle the deals, you might have to pay a little bit more depending upon what you mutually agreed to. But if they're reputable, 10%. Now, some writers also use an entertainment attorney who is going to ask you for another 5% when negotiating a deal with a production company or studio. Now, some people may choose to have all three. If I was in a position, I probably would have all three or consider. Uh, some people just have a manager, and then they'll use an entertainment attorney to look over the contract. It's better to be safe than sorry. So if I'm ever in that position, I want all three, but I know that I'm going to be working more closely with my managers, and this is the person who would, like I said, usually try to steer your career. He's going to give you he or she is going to give you feedback on your script and whatnot. So I tried to make that brief. These were the slides. You have the PDF. Go back through it. You should have taken that quiz on agents and managers, and now at least you have some type of idea what each one of them does. I tried to make that quick and painless because I told you I do not like PowerPoint slides, but there were only what? One, two, three, four, five, six of them, and we got it out of the way. It's important to talk about agents and managers because at some point in time you're going to need one or the other. You probably have both, and that coupled with an entertainment attorney, somebody to look over your contract, somebody who understands legalese. Um, I was recently in a room with about, I want to say it was 93 other screenwriters, and it was a Q&A session with a manager, and he at one time worked for the Paradigm talent agency. I think he's with Sugar 23, and he had worked previously with Fox Broadcasting. And so we got a chance to ask him some questions, and it goes back to something that I said when I was talking about resource. According to him, managers still comb sites like Coverfly and the Blacklist. Any way that you could get your name and your work out there, they actually are looking for you. Remember that for agents and managers, this is their bread and butter to go out and find great writers and great materials, and especially for managers that they can bring along, give them feedback on their script. Help them with their pitches, because you're going to have to go into a room at some time or another. And, I'll eventually end up there. But most of my stuff has always been by Zoom or something else. But they're very, very important. Now, according to this manager, he said that broadcast TV is almost dead. And what they're going to be going to. What's next is something called fast TV. That is streaming televisions with ads in them because they've lost so much money in ad revenue. So everything is changing. And another thing that he says is it's important to have some type of knowledge of literature. And you don't have to, read every book written by every great writer, but you need to have some type of knowledge out there besides just to watching TV and stuff. And most of us are like that. We're readers, so that's a good thing. And he said you want to focus on features and pilots. And another thing, and this is what I said in a previous video, try to concentrate on more contained material. That means not a lot of locations, just a great script. Make it contained. And he said that horror was a good thing to go into, rom com, anything to do with romance, thrillers, and holiday scripts. You know, they're really looking for that. And I've told you, I've written sci fi scripts that they will require a lot of money to actually make. And since I'm really an unknown writer, it's unlikely that somebody is going to take a chance to produce my $50 million movie and they don't know anything about me. So when you're writing these scripts, think in mind of budget also. You know, how can I make a great script, but have, you know, a few locations in it? And this way, your writing is going to show through because it's like writing 12 Angry Men or another limited location feature that you have seen that just takes place with just a few locations. What else did he talk about? I have my little cheat sheet. Said consider writing short stories too, because you have to remember that a lot of Stephen King short stories got turned into movies. And so that's not a bad thing. Short stories, short films. I already talked about focusing on a great feature or a great uh, pilot. The quality of the script is paramount. And I'll keep trying to just drum this into you. Write the script, get the coverage, rewrite, 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 and then get it out there. See what it's going to do. If it doesn't do well in contests or what have you, come back to the drawing board and do that. I think that's about it. I've talked long enough. We'll be back with the next module. See ya.